I forgot my hat. There we go. Now we're ready to go. Good time zone, everyone, and welcome to WriterGreg on twitch.tv. Glad that you could make it. And today is Morning Marches Extended Edition, where we will be working 4 hours on our writing sprints. Sort of. For the first 2 hours of our stream together, we will be working on writing sprints as we do throughout the week. However, the second 2 hours, we are going to open it up for World Ember article reviews. Okay, so and if there's no one who wants a review, we'll run some writing sprints and we'll just keep going forward that way. But just so you know, we're going to open it up for the second 2 hours to World Ember, and I'll make announcements of like that going forward. So there you go. It's going to be a great Saturday morning, and I'm looking forward to getting things done. So to begin, let's have a thought of the day. Okay. Personally, DS9 is one of my favorite Star Trek series, if not just plain old, just television series in general. What they did to the Star Trek world I thought was wonderful, and the characters were well written, and I really liked. It's my favorite of the Star Trek series and one of my top favorite television series of all time. So, if you had superpowers, would you be a hero or a villain? My dear doctor, everyone's a hero in their own story, even the villains, especially the villains. And this really drives something home that we as writers need to know. Everyone has an arc. Everyone has growth. Everyone has changes as they go through the story. A story about someone who doesn't change, well, that is an older style of writing. People like change. People like to see growth, unless it's like these evergreen characters that never, in episodic television that you can watch in any single order. And that's one reason why I liked DS9 so much, is that the characters grew and adapted into their situations and grew along with the story. And this is especially true with the villains. We need to make sure our villains are well-rounded and have proper motivations, and that they can consider themselves their own hero, to be their own hero. And that way, if we think of our villains as being heroes with just alternate goals, then we can make sure that they're well-rounded, believable, and not just a mustache twirling cardboard cutout. You know what I mean? Yep, everyone thinks they're on the right side of history, be it war or political or social. Yep, because if you thought you were on the wrong side of history, you'd change. And so there you go. So just make sure that as we're thinking about our villains, because who's more popular, Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker? I think there's an argument for both sides. All right, there we go. So that is the thought of the morning. And if you would like to have a copy of this meme, please join me and everyone at the Orchard, the WriterGreg Discord channel, which is found at !Discord. And there you go. There is a link, and you can join from there. So we have less than a minute before our first sprint of the morning. And I will actually be sprinting. And see, this is what happens when I don't turn on my lights behind me on the green screen. much better. It's not perfect. We, of course, it has to be perfect. All right, let's get ready for this sprint. Okay, I am not gonna run ads today because I think that was what was causing all of the severe lag yesterday. So we'll just see what happens. If anyone gets a random ad in the middle of the stream, please let me know. Okay, I got it. All right, here we go. Let's go sprinting. Turning the microphone. Music up, microphone off. I will see you in 10 minutes. And that is the end of the first sprint, and well done, P2 Putu, with the different emotes that you have collected. Good job on that. And thanks for including me in that collection. Welcome. How did everybody do for the sprint? I got 86 words. Had some setting up that I still had to do. And I was trying, and this was really more like 5059. Okay, you got 0, but you want to write 1,000 by the end of the stream. All right, sounds good. Let's do it. Yeah, I was able to only get 86. I was, even though I can use Dragon Naturally Speaking directly into the manuscripts thing, there are some additional features like the auto delete and the moving around of the cursor that's not available, unlike Dragon. Like Dragon Pad. It's a bit ambitious. Yeah, it's ambitious, but you can do it. All right, Very Blue Violin, 191. Great start. And you have 3 minutes to grab a coffee. All right. So let me just hydrate. Oh, 85 words finished the warehouse article. Good job, Word Slayer. Take the hydrate and get a coffee. I don't drink coffee for religious reasons, but also I don't drink caffeine or other stimulants because it triggers stuff. And I mean, I don't even eat too much sugar cookies or candy because of how it messes me up. So there you go. All right, so we'll just so I am going to, as much as I like to put that in manuscripts, I think I am just going to focus on using using the Dragon tool for dictation, as I had during NaNoWriMo. I think that was more comfortable and worked well. One thing that I'm doing different than Nano is I'm actually doing this word count thing. So here on the template that I'm using, and sorry it's so small, I have these columns: word start, word end, and that way I can put in how many words are on the screen. For example, here, if you look down here on the bottom, 85 words. Okay, so I was wrong. I was 85 and 85. Oh, it's because I fixed the spelling. It was only one word. And so now, when at the end, I can type in the numbers. I can type in the numbers of here, and then I know how many words were written in the sprint. So I'm going to be focusing on that. Okay, so there we go. Yes, and then the template auto counts how many words I did. And if you would like to have a copy of this template for your use, it's just it was supposed to be, no, it's tracker. That's it. Exclamation point tracker command provides a link so that you can grab a read-only copy of this. You can make your own copy of it and use it for your own writing purposes and writing tracking, just as I had during NaNoWriMo. Okay, again, no ads today because I think that was causing the almost minute lag yesterday. So I'm not going to do that, hoping that we keep the lag to a minimum today. Oh, glad to help. Or, I mean, glad to share and help. So with that, let's get the timer started. All right, there we go. And we'll turn the music up. Microphone off. I'll see you in 10. there we go. That is the sprint. Let's see. Copy that. Come over here. And if I put that there, good. Then see, now I'm at 335 words. Then I come over to here, go 335, and then I wrote 250 words. All right. Let's see. Word Slayer, 42 words. Currency. Excellent. L for L. Not sure what that means. 267 words. Yeah, that is very nice. Excuse me. Very nice. Lapping for life. Oh, that's good. Well, if the rumors are to be heard, to be believed, yes, we will. The House of Lappin will return for next year's NaNoWriMo and otherwise. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. All right, so there we have. Let's. Just take a break. Ugh. Anyone have good plans for the weekend? Which has already started, and I appreciate you all starting your weekend with me. But it's probably already. Oh, thank you. Turn that off. Oh, a gaming convention. That sounds fun. Ah, still in lockdown. Sorry to hear that. Gaming and writing. Great combo. All right. So let's start up the next sprint. Turn on the All right, James. Catch you later. Thank you very much for stopping by. All right, there we go. Let's turn up the music. We'll turn off the microphone. I will see you in 10. Yeah, I'm struggling this morning. But that is what it is. Doesn't look like we're having too bad of a lag. So we were at 335 before, 497. Yeah, I like this. I should have done this during NaNoWriMo. But, oh well. Yeah, only 162 words. Yeah, dropping 90 words there. Not the best. Not the best. And how's everyone doing in their sprints? Wow. Looks like we lost a lot of people. I don't know where everybody is. I wonder if all that stuff with the ads for the past 2 days scared everyone off. Dianica, 4 words. And I'm not sure where World Anvil got 2 of them. This little thing I woke up with is writing itself nicely. Oh, good. That's good to hear. Yeah, I'm trying to get back into the swing of this story, and it's a fight scene. I haven't done fight scenes before, and so I'm not exactly sure. And you know, that's just a little bit of a challenge there for myself. Trying to write a fight scene. Yeah, they are. I have some books on it, and I just need to read them. I collect books that I don't read. Does that sound like anyone else around here? Because I know I can't be the only one. With the amount of memes that I see online about buying books that you never read, you know, I can't be the only one. But I think I have plans. Kindred Spirit, very blue violin. A high tower labeled to read. Yep. Yeah. Mine are virtual. Oh, that's true. It is the first weekend after Nano. Some people may be taking the weekend off from writing. Yeah, I could see that. And we are getting into the holiday season, as evidenced by my festive decor. So I don't doubt that it will be a little bit of a struggle. But, you know, if we don't keep the habits up, and then we're just going to lose it. I don't like starting habits on New Year's Day, because you can start a new habit any day of the year. But I'll pontificate upon that at another time. Let's get ready. Let's get to another sprint. All right, there we go. Music back up and a microphone off. I will see you in 10. All right, there we go. That is the 4th sprint of the morning. Seven, 2, 2. That's better. Just keep it going. P2 Poo2, just keep it going. Hey, Dianica, good job. Yep, sometimes the words are like molasses, but you just got to keep working on it. Oh, wow. Very blue violin. Very well done. Wrapping up the scene with 211 words. Well done. All right. Let's get prepped to go again. 7:22 is where we left off. There's one thing I'm thinking of doing is, even in the week, as much as there's World Ember going on, I want to participate in that, but also I still want to keep going with this NaNoWriMo book so that I can so I can finally say that it's, the and I can have a completed book, and so that I can then put it in the trunk to then come back to it and edit it in the months to come. And that will be one of my objectives, is to finish that. So I'm thinking of, for like the first hour of the streams during the week, I would be working on finishing my NaNoWriMo novel, but then the second hour of the streams during the day would then be towards world building articles like World Ember, or plotting, or something of another nature, so that I'm always writing something and always planning something. And that's one thing that I would hope that I could get into a good pattern, because it's important to write new words every day. And I've often gotten into it was a heck of a day yesterday, I'll just say that, where I want to be able to write, have something I'm writing, so I'm getting words, I'm getting fresh things every day, but I also want to be able to edit and plan and get things moving along. And by having 2 projects like that in parallel, hopefully I'll be able to keep writing, keep producing new words, but yet still finish things. All right, so let's get into the next sprint. There goes the music. Up. Yeah, exactly. Motivation for one project might feed the other. Yeah, and if I get really bored with one, I always have something else I can work on. So that I may burn out on a project, but I also always have other things to work on. Man, I got the yawns today. All right, so the music is up, the mic timer is going. Let's turn off the microphone and get back to work. right, there we go, and welcome everybody. Thank you, Siobhan, for the raid, and welcome Siobhan, Dazzler Cat, for coming in, and thank you so much for the raid. And yes, there will be takeovers. I haven't turned the takeovers on yet because for the first 2 hours of the extended edition, we'll be focusing on the writing sprints, and then at the top of the second hour, at the top of the third hour, meaning we've completed 2 and we're ready to get into the second 2 hours, I will turn on the takeovers, and then we will focus primarily on takeovers for the rest of the stream, so we can just have that focus, and then we can do that. Also, I have not been running those ads today. I was doing some more research on it, and it's not everybody that's getting them, and I think that the huge 45-second to a minute lag that we had yesterday may have been caused by the ads, and honestly, it's not worth it. I would rather just have, us just going along and not have to worry about the lag and all of that stuff. So there you go. So a failed experiment, but a learning experience nonetheless. But if anyone does get an ad in the middle of one of the streams, please let me know, because even though I have my secondary window up, I don't know if it's going to be everybody, selected people, based on how long you've been watching or whatnot. So let me take care of my words here and see how much I have written. 883. So 883. All right, 161 words. Not the greatest, but hey, it's okay. So we have about under 2 minutes left for the next sprint, and I think I'm also, as I was mentioning before, with Very Blue Violin, in what I'm thinking of doing is we'll have the second 2 hours of the extended editions on Saturdays being the critiques, but during the week, the first hour, we'll still focus the 2 hours on writing sprints, and as we get closer to the end of the month, we'll see if there's the demand to have more critique time, and then we could spend 1 hour doing writing, and then a second hour would be at whatever it needs to be. If a sentient creature becomes a sentient item that is then changed into a different creature, is that article a creature, a character, a species, or item? Dang. A sentient creature becomes a sentient item that is then changed into a different creature. Okay, here's my answer. If it's one specific creature, item, and person that has a name, that would be a character. If this is a large group of people that can do this or have had this happen to, I would say this is a species. And then it's just a characteristic of that species that they can then transform. A dragon gets turned into a magic book that gets turned into a mage's familiar. But if it's just one dragon and it's just a unique offset of one thing, I would choose that as a character. Because, yeah, if it's just the one, then that's the character, and that's the story of that character. And then you would have a section of life as a dragon, life as a magic book, and then life as the mage's familiar. Okay, so let's get, yeah. Very blue violin. What? That's a true reaction. All right, so let's get this sprint going. And there we go. Let's turn up the music, turn off the microphone, and I will see you in 10. All right, there we go. How'd everybody do? Let's see how I did. 883, 1087. Hey, Bob, how are you? 1087. All right, 204 words. Not bad. Hey, Daz, look at, is that dragon book and familiar? Is that a World Ember article? Double sprint, 443 words. Yeah, that is good. It's in my nano. Oh, okay. I did enough research to never drink from crystal nor liquids in crystal. Okay. Oh, are you guys double dipping with a different streamer? Is Coffee Quill still running? That's all good. Appreciate you coming over here as well. Doing articles from my nano, which is based in my world. Okay, that is cool. Yeah, my nano novel is in my world Ember, and so is my world summer camp. And Coffee had an odd time this time because they lost track of time, so I joined that one once too. I saw, but you were first. Aw, thanks. Well, it's good because if we are both doing sprints, it would stagger, hopefully. All right, so there we go. Let's get into another sprint as the third sprint of the hour. Again, no more ads, hoping that will fix the major lag problem that we had the other day. All right, so there we go. We'll turn up the music and turn off the microphone. I'll see you in 10. All right, there we go. Let's turn down the music and go over and let's see how many words wrote. Let's see, we're still at 1087. Yep, 1087. I kind of like this approach. It skips out the need to go to the word counter. 1316 and Alt and Tab. 1316. All right, not bad. 229. Good. Dazzlick had 146 words. All right. Incoming. 122 words. Very blue violin. Good job. I'm guessing there's a raid incoming. Well, hopefully the lag isn't too bad. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. Coffee Quills, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for the raid. Greatly appreciated. We have Coffee Quills, we have Siobhan, we have Kajatend, Dianica, Blazing, Rakuten, Benara, author Brian Liu, Mortarmelon, my fellow fruit. Sarukis, AJ Artois. Hey, haven't seen you forever, AJ. Welcome. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for the participating in the raid, and welcome to the writing stream. You know, I Mortarmelon, I love the watermelons. That is awesome. Because my fruit of choice is, of course, the lemon. Let's get, no, not that one. No, not that. Ugh, come on. Emotes, where are you? There we go. Let's get some lemon emotes in there. Well, welcome. We will be starting another sprint in about 2 minutes, and it'll be a 10-minute sprint. I went from coffee to lemons and brought a melon. Excellent. Excellent. Well, if lemon is your favorite citrus, I will take that personally and say thank you very much. All right. More coffee. Wonderful. You say sprint instead of sprint? If I did, it's because I got to bed a little bit later than I wanted to. So, because, yeah, oh well. All right, so this is going to, okay, so for everyone who's here, let me explain what's going to be going on. On Saturdays for the rest of the month, the first 2 hours will be my normal sprinting like we do during the week. The second 2 hours will be article reviews for World Ember. So if anyone has articles that they would like to have reviewed, I will, after this sprint, I will turn on that Lemon channel redemption thing that you can then get it. Then you can then get in queue, you could redeem it, and then we'll go forward, moving forward. But so that's what we'll do after the sprint. So this is the last dedicated sprint. If no one has any articles that they want to do, of course, we will do more sprints. But I'm sure that between everyone is here who has articles that they would like to have reviewed and critiqued, we will do that for the second half or the final 2 hours of the sprint, as long as there are articles to go. So, and that's what I'm going to do for the rest of the month of World Ember. All right, so let's get into it. Let's turn up. Let's start that timer going. Oh, and there's no more ads. I strongly believe that the reason why there was a 45-second to a minute lag the past couple of days was because I was running ads. And I I was doing some more article reviews, and I found out that it's not everybody, and it's not as prevalent as I thought it was going to be. The lag isn't worth it. So if you do get an ad in the middle of the stream, please let me know to see if I'm the one being affected by this increase of ads from Twitch. But I personally, that was just a failed experience. Sorry about that, but it's a lesson learned. So there we go. Let's get in. Let's turn the music up. We'll turn the microphone off. I will see you in 10. All right, there we go. That is the end of that sprint. So how did everybody do? This story of mine took an unexpected turn. I kind of like it. 1595. Not bad. 279 words, not bad at all. How's everyone doing in their sprints? So what I'm going to do now, we are going to go into the rest of the second half of the hour. So let me go in here to the clock. A cuddle sprint. Aw. My puppy doesn't like to cuddle as much. He has too much puppy energy. Okay, so I'm going to turn off. Okay, I'm going to turn on the end of the show alarm. I'm going to turn off the rest of the extended sprints. 93 words for Dazzlecat. Good. All right, there we go. Turning off the rest of the alarms for this afternoon. My puppy is lost. She's the only one left. Oh, you lost your puppy. I'm sorry. Okay, so let me switch over to keyboards, and I am going to change. Oh, they went to their forever homes? Oh, okay. All right, so I'm going to go into this. Let me edit this article review. Okay. So I'm also going to drop the price of that. I'm going to still call it a double sprint. No, I'm just going to, no, wait, cancel. I'll just edit this one. World Anvil. World Ember. Okay, this is good. This is good. Oh, Pitu Putu, I'm glad you liked it. Okay, so what? All right, I have this. All right, so get ready. I am about to turn this thing back on. So there. You should now see the World Ember Showcase now available in the reward queues. Up, Siobhan got the first one. There is a cooldown. So it's got a 15-minute cooldown. So that way it's not going to overwhelm. There is going to be a limit of 5 so far, but if I'll up that number if we get through the 5 already, and it's also one person per stream. So let's get into. I'm going to turn off the music. All right, there's. All right, so there's that. Yes, it's going to be one per person. It's going to be 15 minutes cooldown. So let me put that down to maybe 12. Sorry, I'm just being 12 minutes. Okay, see you later. Thanks for coming by. Okay, so let's get into come on. I guess I'm a little rusty here. Okay, let's get into the critiques. What kind of questions is this just a general review, Siobhan? Is that what we're looking for? Yeah, we are reading articles here. Yeah, for the next 2 hours, it's just a general review. Okay, we can do that. I can do that. Let's zoom in. And we're going to ignore that for right now. Okay. Dwarves are known to be a stocky fae. They value hard work in everything they do, anatomy and morphology. Though they are considered medium-sized for fae, they are particularly muscular. Male dwarves like to wear their beards long and in two braids. This is so that they can be moved out of the way and tie it. So this is so that they can move it out of the way and tie it behind their neck when they are working and the beard isn't harmed. Okay, because you're saying it right here, tie it, move it, but then you're talking about beards and two long braids. So you have a plural in the previous sentence, and then you're just talking about the it there. Okay, in general, most female dwarves, though they can grow beards, prefer to remain clean-shaven until they have either been married or given birth. That's a good difference. And I do like how you're talking about how they're fae, because usually dwarfs and the fae, meaning fairies, are different creatures, but that's kind of cool. Perception and extrasensory capabilities. Though not all dwarves work in loud smithing environments, all are slightly hard of hearing, or at least that is what they want you to think. Okay. Why the deception? That's interesting. Is why would they, if that is a deception, why? Okay. Dwarves, like all got it. Dwarves, comma, like all sapient creatures on Korgana, comma, are capable of reproducing with any of the other sapient races. When this happens, the child will always take after the mother. Okay, that's a good clarification. The only difference are when they mate with other ethnicities of the Fae, the child may be either of the parent's ethnicity. The other possibility that may occur even when it is two dwarves mating. In fact, it is okay. The other possibility that may occur even when it is two dwarves mating is the fact that if neither are pure, there's a chance of the child being of the ethnicity of one of the grandparents. Okay, so what I'm understanding from this is that there are no mixed complexions, meaning it's not different shades of the colors that you pick. You're either, one color or the other color. It's very binary, and you pick one or the other, but it's not like lighter shades or darker shades. That's what I'm getting from this paragraph here. Okay, the sentence is a little bit long. This one right here. I prefer the shorter sentences. ethnicity on World Anvil does not mean skin tone. Okay? Then that needs to be clarified. What does ethnicity mean? Are you so because but this is talking about physical. Yeah. Then there needs to be another example, physicalities. Then there needs to be, what does pure mean? Uh, other ethnicities of the Fae. All faith creatures are of different ethnicities. So I would recommend that you add an example of what you mean by all of this. Where's my? No, there it is. What do you mean by a pure? What do you mean by an example? Like if a fair, since I don't know what any of your other fey creatures are, I would need an example. You would. So would you like to see a dwarf with sprite wings? Well, no. I just would like to know if a sprite and a dwarf have a child, that means that it is always, if it's a female dwarf and a male sprite, the offspring will be a dwarf. But if it's a female sprite and a male dwarf, then it's going to be the child will be a sprite. But if a so yeah, it is a little bit confusing, but then you just need to provide a paragraph explaining what you mean, and a thing defining what an ethnicity is, I think would be helpful. Um, like dwarves are known to be a stocky ethnicity within the Fae. Dianica wants to see a dwarf with sprite wings. That's possible if Siobhan wants to have that. Okay, so that would need to be a clarification, because if you if you're writing an article and it requires previous knowledge outside of this article, or relying on a definition that is different from the common definition because that's how it's used in World Anvil, that needs to be clarified, because you're right, I didn't know that World Anvil has redefined the word ethnicity, and so that needs to be clarified here as well. Right. And is ethnicity a physical trait or a cultural trait? Could you imagine a dwarf being raised in a sprite village? How would that affect that child? You know, so that's um, we need to define our terms and then move forward with that. Okay, biological traits. Although most dwarves are stocky in nature, there are a few odd exceptions. This usually happens when they mate with other ethnicities of the Fae. Okay, good. Um, you may want to provide some more examples of that. That is covered under the Fae article. Oh, okay. Then you may want to say, for further explanation, please see the Fae. A link to the Fae article, yeah. Dwarves range in height from 4 feet 3 inches to 5 feet 4 inches. The average dwarf usually stands about 4 foot 10 inches. Female dwarves tend to be slightly shorter than males. Good. Due to their stocky nature, dwarves have dense muscle mass, which increases their weight in comparison to others of the same style build. They are said, this being said, comma, this being said, comma, your average dwarf weighs between 175 pounds and 290 pounds. Okay. Facial characteristics and features. Dwarves all seem to have bulbous noses. They have a smile that can brighten anyone's day, though they usually look rather dour, though they usually look rather dour. Their eyes range from steel gray to emerald green, or any variation of green in between. Their hair and beards range from platinum blonde to deep cherry red. Their eyebrows are large and shaggy. Okay, so there ain't steel gray to emerald green. Um, that doesn't, but does that mean there's no brown eyes? Um, is it just a variation of greens to a gray? Or can they have, there's no browns, there's no blues? And then also from platinum blonde to a deep cherry red. Again, does that mean it's always a shade of a white, the platinum blonde, to a yellow to an orange? Or um, are there browns that are available in that color spectrum as well? Because usually when you have a spectrum, right, yeah, I read that as greens to gray since it said it was a variation of greens between. Right. Okay, I would just add some of that clarification. I'm just pointing out the questions I have, and so that would, if I'm having those questions, that may be something that you could consider of providing clarification. All right. Regardless of oh wait, eyebrows are large and shaggy. Okay. In dwarven society, there are no real gendered roles. Thusly, it revolves around the family and the driving desire to be industrious in everything they do. When a dwarf becomes a parent, they will devote themselves to the task. Regardless of gender, the one who chooses to be the caregiver will also take charge of the home. Cooking and cleaning, they will take pride in all those tasks which will necessitate the wearing of an apron. Dwarves who willingly choose a lifestyle of profession where an apron can be considered gauche or dangerous or looked down upon. Hmm, I don't. It's okay. It's not out of stock. It's on a. It should be out of it. It's on a timer to prevent a flood because it should. There should be five. No, the timer is done. It is out of stock. Well, that's not good. Sorry, Siobhan. Let me just pause this for a second. It's supposed to be one per person. All right, let's just okay, let me just finish this article and then I'll try to figure that out. So dwarves who willingly choose a lifestyle or profession where an apron can be considered gauche or dangerous are looked down upon. So are you saying that those people ah oh that's good to know that the lag is really low. Good. So it was all of those ads that was causing the lag problems. Okay. Goodbye ads. Um, dwarves who are willing to choose. So if you are a dwarf that chooses like being a professor or being a police officer or a soldier, it would be considered, you would be looked down upon if you wore an apron, which is what I'm guessing there. Okay, culture and cultural heritage. Dwarves are prideful in their work and their beards. At one point, they had tried to use more than two braids just or even just a single braid. These attempts usually end in disaster for the beard. See you, Deslicat. Shared customary codes and values. Dwarves, when they reach an age where they are no longer able to work in their chosen field, will choose to take up some hobby to fill their time, just as they cannot just seem to sit for long unless it is with guests. Even when they have guests, they tend to putter and try to find things to do with their hands. Those who choose those professions and cannot wear an apron are looked down upon by other dwarves. Those who choose professions and cannot wear an apron are looked down upon by other dwarves. So, okay, that doesn't seem consistent with the paragraph that you hear. Because I could see wearing a fabric apron in the rearing of children and the taking care of home, and then a leather apron for blacksmithing and similar, and that those would be apron wearing professions, and they would both take pride in that. But there are other professions where you wouldn't wear an apron, like a bard or something like that. And if you can't wear an apron, you're looked down upon. Is that what you're trying to say? Okay. In dwarven culture. Okay. Well, I think then this third paragraph that you have here in social structure would need to be expanded upon and reworked to talk a little bit more about that then. Okay. The word just should be removed in almost every circumstance. The best way to get along with any dwarf is to be industrious. Dwarves dislike those who willingly shirk their duties. The common etiquette when dealing with a dwarf is to never assume their gender. There are some female dwarves who take pride in their beards, and there are times when a male dwarf has to shave off his beard in order to grow it out again due to some unforeseen accident which had left it unbalanced. Okay, I would split this into two paragraphs because you are talking about two different things. You have the first sentence talks about the shirking of duty. That is one issue. Then you have a second paragraph dealing about gender and the reasons why you would not assume it because of different beard status. Because those are two separate thoughts, they should be two separate paragraphs. The wording needs fixed, but I understood expanding good might be good. Why are why are aprons so important? Why are they considered a badge of honor, or the lack of one considered disrespect? What are examples of those professions dwarves may have been forced or chosen to choose that don't have aprons? And if there is one of those professions, could there be a ceremonial apron? Like I wouldn't see why a teacher couldn't wear an apron. And they just use it like a pocket protector. They just have supplies in it. I mean, I could see an apron being very useful in large number of professions that we as earthling humans may not consider, but a dwarf would, they would try really hard to find a way to have that. All of your bakers, your anything dealing butchers, anything dealing with food, or anything where people want to have a bunch of pockets, any craftsman, you know, and even a teacher, or would a policeman wear a half apron around their waist? A teacher would be considered a scrivener in dwarven culture. Okay. Would they wear an apron? Would a scrivener wear an apron because they want to keep their pencils? Well, I agree. There are situations when an apron would be unsafe, but would the person want to have an apron anyway? Okay. I'm just saying we there I love the idea of an apron being a status symbol and a sign of pride. I would like to see more examples of that so that we have a clearer understanding of it. Okay, you will find dwarves always in an apron of some sorts, whether it is that of an innkeeper to a blacksmith. Okay, um, we probably, I would probably like to see aprons having their own section. Um, Dwarves are considered to have come to age when they receive their first true apron. This usually happens at a time when they turn 100 or so. It usually coincides with their decision of their profession. The apron signifies that they have chosen to do as it usually comes with the tool of the trade. Okay, cool. It is customary for a dwarf to be laid to rest with honor. This means in both the first true apron as well as their last. This signifies the change in their lifetime from the moment they came of age until their passing. It is not uncommon for family members to request patches from the remaining aprons to craft keepsakes out of. I'm not having a problem with your jumping in, Dianica. I It's good. Okay, so all right, I like this idea. Um, but when you say they're laid to rest with honor, that but that didn't, to me that means like military honors, or a big funeral or something like that. I When I said with honor, that didn't jump out to me as wearing their aprons or being buried with their aprons, which is cool. Their first apron, their last apron are then they're buried with those two. That's cool. And then family members having that thing. Dwarves consider it taboo to discard any apron they have ever owned, no matter how ratty it may appear. Okay? Myths and legends revolving around the dwarves all come from humans, their lack of understanding and knowledge, leading to some of the most outlandish tales, most of which have been repeated so often to be considered true. Okay, cool. Now the common taboos. Um, so to discard any apron. What popped in my mind is like the American flag. We retire the American flag by burning it in a respectful manner. And see, burning an American flag in protest and burning an American flag in retirement are two completely different things, even though they both end up in a result of a flag being burned by fire. And, you know, is there a retirement ceremony for an apron? I don't know. But, what happens to a discarded apron? If it becomes too ratty and they need to have a new apron, Oh, right. Yeah, the remaining aprons to craft keepsakes out of it. That is true. But this is talking about a ratty apron. Does that mean that even the most ratty of aprons are saved for dispersal at the funeral? That's my question. All right. Okay, then I would just probably um, saying even the most ratty of aprons still will have a place of honor at their funeral. I would, I would say that. Cool. Well done. I hope that was helpful. So now let's try to figure out why we're having problems with the custom rewards. Okay, so it says 300. Okay, time. Okay, let's turn that to. Oops, no, switch keyboards. So thank you for sharing that, Siobhan. I appreciate that. Okay, that's going to be to 0. Limit redemptions per stream, 5. Okay, there's that. So if I come over here with the cooldown, okay. Oh, right, because if what you could do is, are are the dwarves buried, or are the dwarves in a funeral pyre, like a fire? Excellent, Dianica. Yes, a walkthrough of a sample funeral. That would be cool. Okay, I think if someone is out there and would like to try to redeem a an article review, please feel free to go into that and see if you can do it. Ah, Dianica, wonderful. So if you would like to go in, provide me a link to your article, we'll get into it. Alchemy profession. Cool. Hey, Stretch. Welcome. No worries. Jumping in for a minute is always welcomed. Okay. Let's see. Alchemy, career, qualifications, pay, benefits, perception, purpose, social status, demographics, operations, tools, materials, workplace, dangers and hazards. Okay. Other oh wow. Beginner, novice, intermediate, advanced, math. Oh wow. Adept. Wow. Yeah. Pride and Joy article. This one I plan to try to expand from and pretty up for category. Yeah. Oh, this is a new theme. I love that embossing. Alchemy. Alchemy is the art of combining materials to make alchemical creations. Most alchemists tend to experiment as it is needed for earning higher ranks and is more likely to create better results than the base recipes can give. Therefore, there is, of course, an element of risk to that, as experimental creations are more likely to have negative consequences, such as exploding during creation or becoming poisonous. Okay. I'm a short in nonfiction, I tend to go to the short sentences. Each sentence having a specific thought, each paragraph having a specific purpose. So it not to make you sound like me, but I do think that that sentence, you're talking about risks and then you're talking about examples of risks. I would split that up into two, having a sentence um, explaining it, and then it's a lit RPG world. Okay, and then yeah, I'm a short sentence guy. There's also a chance of getting a worse result than the base recipe would give, or you make something completely unexpected. Okay. To many alchemists, that is the best part of practicing the profession. Learning new recipes they discover themselves and being surprised instead of following the same recipe everyone else does all the time. Others prefer the stability and safety of the tried and true recipes. Both types of alchemists are regarded highly as both provide needed services. Experimental alchemists, besides being able to provide the higher level creations that lower ranks cannot, are where the potions and other alchemical creations come from. The lower ranked non experimental alchemists, on the other hand, provide a steady stream of safe supplies to adventurers and NPCs alike who may wish to take a risk when who may not wish to take a risk when they use an item. Very good. Very okay. Just wondering if that paragraph could be broken up into multiple paragraphs because you are talking about uh, alchemists in general, experimental alchemists, and non experimental alchemists. That's three different topics within this same paragraph that could then be split apart and arranged for clarity. To learn the profession of alchemy, one only needs to purchase the appropriate book and kit. To progress in it requires practice, experimentation, and more advanced materials, as well as quests at certain points. Okay. Uh, do you at some point explain where the book is and the kit are acquired and or the contents of them? That's just a question. It may be lower. There are few research positions for alchemists, but they are very rare. Most alchemists are paid for their creations. Alchemists may find it easier to get a place in a party. Oh, okay. Good. Alchemists may find it easier to get a place in a party with the expectation that they will provide the potions and for alchemical chefs the buff food for the party in exchange for a share of the loot and priority on alchemical drops. Good. Good info. There are also special quests available to alchemists only that can pay rather well. Benefits of learning alchemy include access to cheaper alchemical items such as potions, salves, poisons, etc. by making them yourselves. Okay. Access to potentially better and or novel alchemical items for the ability to experiment while making them. Access to specialty quests, additional perks based on specialities such as partial immunity to poisons from poison specialty, higher healing efficiency from healing spells, etc. Okay. Perception. Okay, in this article, you have career. See, Siobhan, you have career qualifications and payment. They look like the similar headers. Is is this one supposed to be like an H1 and these are H2 like that? It's a theme thing. Okay, because I'm just wondering if this is a subset of career. Because if that's the case, I'm confused. Okay. Because like here as well, you have perception, you have operations. I can't CSS. Okay. Well, but in your BB are you do you edit using Euclid to see the BB code, or do you use the traditional editor? Because I'm just so yes, the ones with nothing are super headings. Okay. What you see, is there a way to indent, like take this section here and indent it a little bit? I don't know. Maybe let me get a red instead. Maybe that'll, yeah, that shows up better. Okay. Okay. Oh, I haven't read perception. Purpose. The headings are all part of the template. I use the template questions. Ah, okay. I think many people who do the fancy CSS stuff do not use the template questions. They use just the generic area at the top and then put all that stuff in there. That's what I've had to do for some of my custom templates. Alchemists provide many healing potions, have poisons, and other things. Alchemical cooking, one of the specialties, is the only way to get buff foods outside of rare, low-quality special items as quest rewards. Is buff foods like the Hero's Feast in D&D? Is that what a buff food is? Alchemy is generally considered one of the higher status professions. Certain specialties may have higher lower statuses depending on the location and population in question. For example, oh, okay, no worries. Um, it a hero's feast is um, it's like foods. Okay, by DM stretch the okay foods that give buffs in video games. Okay. Certain species specialties may have higher or lower statuses depending on on the location and population in question. For example, in most places, the potion specialty is looked at as morally unpleasant. Conversely, the alchemical cooking specialty is very high status everywhere. Interesting. I like how you're explaining that. That should said poison. The instead of potions specialty, a poison. Okay, yeah, I could see how poisons would be a lower status symbol. Demographics. Due to demands of the profession, a smaller percentage of the player population are alchemists. A slightly higher percentage of the NPC population is intermediate or novice level to ensure that the lower level necessary potions and such are available in the game. Even then, it is a low number. Tools: flasks, vials, mortars, pestles, knives, cauldrons, some method of starting fires, books. If not, experimental levels. The more advanced levels will use additional tools and in some cases higher quality of basic tools. Okay? Nearly anything can be an experimental alchemist materials. For early levels of alchemy, the majority of materials are plant-based. The variety of materials increases as the alchemist gains higher ranks. While the ideal place to practice alchemy is a workroom, only the most affluent adventurers, those with an affluent mentor or patron, have such a place. In reality, alchemy can be practiced nearly anywhere as long as the ambient conditions will not affect the creation. For example, no brewing in a storm that will drop things into your cauldron or cause your fire to give uneven heat. Excellent example. Many alchemists use their kitchens if they cannot afford to have or do not have a special or dedicated workroom. Alchemists provide healing potions, salves, poisons, dyes, etc. Alchemical specialties can provide better quality of the above or other items. For example, alchemical cooking is a source of food capable of giving buffs to those who eat them. Mismade potions made up A mismade potion may end up poisonous. Most creations may explode during creation. Some creations give off noxious fumes. Okay. Protective gear. All right. Okay. Potionaire. Very high demand. Okay. Okay, see, this is a good thing. Poison alchemy is outlawed in several kingdoms. But that doesn't mean that you could have a legitimate cooking business, but you still create on the black market uh, poisons on the sly. You know, you could be, dealing under the table and stuff like that. Other professions, okay. Progression, oh, good. Beginner, novice, intermediate, advanced master, grandmaster, adept. In 3 specialties. Interesting. I like the career progression. Though, okay, so one thing that I would like to see is more information about being a beginner. For example, here you talk about the beginner book and tools, and then over here you talk about a book and kit. Where would one buy one? Where do you go to another alchemist and purchase a kit from them? What's in it? You did say that mostly it was persons start off with plants. Are they given a bunch of plants to start off with? And like one of those chemistry sets you get I got a chemistry set as a kid, and it came with like half size. Oh, most of that will be in the novice article. Oh, okay. It's not public yet. All right, no worries. All in all, that's fun. Good job. All right. Any more questions? Thank you, the lady writes. At 0 on the. Oh, okay. Um, this may, yeah, besides adding, I really think that the content is really good. You have it well thought out and it's well organized. I would highly recommend, sorry, I would highly recommend trying to figure out how to change these headers, the super headers, or the template, stuff like that. Um, if you have access to CSS. I don't know if you do. If you don't, um, Come on. I have to, oh. Like here, for my novel, well, no, that's a bad example. Articles. Come on. Wow, this is slow. Um, there. Okay, so, all right, let me show you this. This is what I call my scene sequel information. And one thing you'll notice here is that, come on, oh, I have to click. Almost all of my information is up here in the general area. And I even though this is all of these prompt things are here for the plot, story type, and stuff like that, I use almost none of it. Okay, and I don't put the components and the backdrops or anything like that because I wanted to have a more control over what I have in there, making sure that this is, you know, a paragraph, this is an H2, this is so that they are formatted the way I like them. And so that when you go here and you look at a draft of it, I have everything organized in the way I want it without having the issues down there at the bottom of not being able to control what the headers may look like. So if you can use the prompts, you can use that, you know, the idea, but you don't have to store the information from the prompt in the prompt area. So for example, like components down here, the goals, hooks, stakes, moral quandaries, cruel tricks, red herrings, all of that stuff. I can think about that, incorporate it in my article, but I still put it up here at the top so that I can form. I will know I have more control over where I put it in the article, the order in which it appears, and also any formatting issue, because I could want the components, the goals to be a header 2, but I want the hooks to be a header 3. That kind of a thing. So you can go in and change that any way you'd like. Okay? So hopefully that helps. All right, does anyone else have an article that they would like to have reviewed? Please, if you do, please go into the chat and yeah, please go into the chat and we can do that. Oh, I didn't want that. You're welcome, Dianica. Very well thought out. Oh wait, I don't. Did I like it? I gotta make sure that I liked it. I forgot. No, I liked it. Okay, good. Because if there's no one else who wants to have an article reviewed, what we can do is we can get back into writing sprints for the final hour of the stream. It was fun to get the drawing thing out here again. Well, kind of. Maybe I should change colors because what I was going for was more like this. It was going to be a lemon. I don't know. Not a, yeah. How is World Ember? It's going right. Thank you so much for the posture check. Yeah, that's my skill in drawing. Yeah, it was. Okay, so I'm gonna delete that. Pen mode. Eraser mode. Oh. Okay, we'll just leave that. Leave that here. Don't need to. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the music back on, and we can run some more sprints until others want to have articles being read. All right. All right, so let's get the timer back up. All right, those of you who would like to participate in this sprint, let's get ready to rumble. I'll turn up the music. Oh, you guys, yeah. Turn up the music, turn off the microphone, and turn on the timer. All right, there is a 10-minute and 20 seconds on the clock. We'll go ahead and turn off the microphone, and I will see you in 10. All right, there we go. That is the end of the sprint. Mistress Darna, hello and welcome. No, this isn't Final Fantasy music. This is Pretzel Rocks, and it is the epic station within Pretzel Rock. So we can go in here and pick any station, and the cinematic orchestral pirate shanties. So this is the channel that I use, thanks to Pretzel Rocks. So yep, I plan on. Oops, there everything comes back. I do plan on putting these on YouTube, and I don't want to use anything that will cause issues. And thank you so much for the follow, Mr. Starna. I do appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. Let me take these words. There we go. Okay, we're at 1802. So we'll put in here 1802. So in that 10-minute sprint, I was able to accomplish 207 words. All right. No, I didn't want that. 0, 10, 0, 0. I am very aware of the Twitch Writer Network, and you will find me as WriterGreg on Discord as well. And let's see, let's open Discord. Yep, Twitch Writer Network. And there I am in the streaming chat right there. And I post a notification every morning before I go live, or when I go live, so that you there is a link. And I'm glad to support and meet fellow individuals from there. So yeah, it's fun. I usually have the Twitch Writer Network as one of my hashtags in my notification, but there's only so many characters that I can have in a stream announcement, and Twitch Writer Network is very long, and today's stream is named Morning Marches Extended Edition, and because it's so long, it's difficult to write it, include it there. But yes, yeah, I'm happy to be over there in the Twitch Writer Network Discord. Are you, Mistress Darna? Are you over there as well? Romance Girl. Oh, wonderful. Is that your... do you stream as well? I guess that may be a weird question. Oh, okay. No worries. Well, every Monday through Saturday at 7 a.m. Eastern, I run a writing sprint session for 2 hours, 4 hours on Saturday. And that was mod-botted? Seriously? That is crazy. Kajutan, I allowed your message to go through. That's weird. All right. So let's get into another sprint. It's 15 after the hour, and we can get into another one. Oh, a Spanish. Well, I saw your message and I looked at that, and I cleared out the automod and allowed you to do it. That's a Spanish cuss word. Well, you know what? Duolingo doesn't teach me any of my Spanish cuss words. Or maybe I haven't reached that lesson yet. Put as is when you said the other I will put as a tag. It was PUT space AS. Put as. Oh, yeah, you got whipped cream. Yeah. A whipped cream pie. Yeah, that was. Well, French and Spanish are both Romance languages that are based in Latin, so it wouldn't be surprising if they did have similar swear words. I'm doing okay. The other Twitch auto mod set dinosaur as a bad word. Well, obviously you were able to put dinosaur in there this time. That is funny. Yeah, I rarely do. I have the auto mod as strict as possible because I don't want it to people to be crazy with that. But you know, and also I have the live chat on the side. So all right, well, I think it's time for another sprint. So let's get the timer going. There we go. Timer going. We'll turn the music up. We'll turn the microphone off. And I will see you in 10 minutes. All right, that sprint is over. There we go. 184 words, not bad. A little on the short side as I finished this scene a little bit early. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, let's get ready for the next scene here. Alex, hi, how are you? Welcome back. Just running some sprints here in this lovely Saturday morning. Probably start the next one in a couple of minutes. Regent 2, Regent 4, or Regent of? The Regent. That's a good. I don't know. I would go over to Wikipedia and look up the Regency era in England and see how they refer to the regent over there, because I know there was some Regency during the Regency as a time period. Yeah, I don't know if it a regent. Those are three. They have very specific meanings, but I don't know which one's the correct one. Yeah, regent. Yeah, the regent of England. But Hans Britain was the regent of England, no, Hans Britain was the regent of Lugia, whereas regent to king's name, the regent to. Yeah, I don't know. I would say of. He's the regent of Lugia. He is the regent for Leopold. But like, I am the father of my children. I am the father of Spectral Pretzel. I am the regent of Leopold. Okay, Mistress Darna, there. Okay, let's get. There we go. I am the substitute for the teacher. Yeah, okay. That is a good example. Yep. Okay. I already saved my word. I just saved my words. And there is the hydrate. Yeah. But that's a good, yeah, a regent for King. Yeah, regent for King Leopold. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, because, the different connotations. So I have the next scene here coming up. The Watchman and the Soldier. if I was officially editing, I would be Googling right now to see what it should be, but I'm not. I'm just going to give my opinion rather than official stuff. Yeah. So, Dianica, are you a book editor? When you say officially editing, that's what I'm assuming, anyway. A former e-magazine editor. Oh, okay. That's cool. Books and Quills. Afraid I'm not as familiar with that one. Lair is definitely Angelina. Is... Good morning, Lethan. Welcome. I forgot is fine. It started out and staffed by Rymos from Facebook. Oh, okay. Okay, finalizing plans is Angelina as well. All right, there we go. Based on that old meme about popular magazines about literature. Oh, okay. Chapter 27, and this is Elias. Alright, let's add the next text underneath there. And this is the title of this scene. And I did give all of my scenes a different title. Huh, did I just mess up? Oh well. I'll fix that in editing. All right, we'll have another sprint. Let's get ready for that. But I think I did over describe what happened in this scene. And I did change this. Instead of being a fight between Angelina and Falamance, I just said, she just said, I'm out of here. So I'll need to I may need to just change that. Okay. All right. So let's get into the next sprint. Let me turn on the timer. And all right, there we go. Let's turn up the music. We'll turn off the sprint, the mic, and I will see you in 10 minutes. All right, there we go. You know what? I'm going to call that a day. It is Saturday, and my computer's starting to lag a little bit. Looks like it. Yep, looks like the lag is back. So I think we're just going to call it for the day. Let me put in my words in here in this scene, and it was 199 words. And 0, 199. So for a total of, not bad, 2185. That is nano numbers. I'm pretty excited about that. All right, Alex, thanks so much for coming by. Let's see who we can who we can raid, and see if there's anyone else who is. Thank you so much. I am looking forward to having a nice day off of work and with my family. That is definitely going to be the case. And let's go back here. Nice zoom in. And I may be this may not be an ironic hat today, depending on what happens during our chores today. All right, so let's go here and see who is live. I have any of my. All right, let's go to Bren Nailed It. They may be working on some more sprints today. All right, let's get through this. Yep, more sprints. So there we go. They have some sprints is up. And well, Shy Red Fox is crafting today. And so if you would like to go and participate in that craft, I'm going to encourage more writing today by rating Bren Nailed It. So you're more than welcome to join this raid or another one. So thank you so much, everyone. I will be back Monday morning for more morning marches at 7 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. Mountain, and hoping everyone has a great day, and I will catch you later. All right. Thanks, everyone. Goodbye.